Yo, was rocking with the garden. It's your bro Will, and we're here at What Do You Have in Your Garden podcast, episode 7. And if you guys don't know by now, let me introduce you to our slogan. Love is everything. Understanding is a must. And transparency is needed for those that need love. And so in episode 7, we have a great guest, phenomenal guest, a person that's going to talk about his transition. Because he didn't always look like that. I'm just tell y'all that. I seen a video a couple of days ago. He didn't always look like this. But we have a person that's a personal trainer, a believer of faith, and that's really a man for his community. My guy, my dog, Tory. How you doing, my guy? What's going on, Brody?
Great to be here, man. Yeah, thanks for having me. First off, that's pretty awesome. Love the setup. Love the green room snacks. Definitely kept hitting my cheat meal and my macros.
Thank you, bro.
Definitely rolled out the red carpet. Yeah, first podcast. Let's get into it. Where do we start? Back at the beginning?
We're going back in time.
I dig it.
You feel me?
I feel you.
You feel me? So yeah, man, like since we want to go back in time, man, let us know, man, where you from, where you grow up, bro, and lead us along that visual path of Tory.
Okay. Well, you said earlier, like community driven person. I was born and raised Antioch. My parents split when I was 10, and then I would bounce between Oakley and Antioch as time went on. But always had roots with family and friends, graduated Antioch High. That's how I remember you. Mm-hmm. That's how we linked up. And yeah, so after graduated high school, took off to college. College was in Southern California in Azusa.
A what?
In Azusa.
What is that?
That's
a city?
That's a city, yeah.
Where?
Southern California. It's about 45 minutes east of LA, more like the San Gabriel Valley, like by the mountains.
Hey, y'all, if y'all know where Azusa and ever heard of Azusa, let me know in the comments because I've never heard of that, dude.
It's a hidden little gem out there. There's a lot of good food spots out there. You can't go wrong with like carne asada fries everywhere down there. California breakfast burritos. If you know the Hat, shout out SoCal. That's on Route 66. You ever watch like Cars? You know, like Route 66, the Life is a Highway song?
Nah.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, right on. We'll steamroll through that one then. Anyways, it's the historic freeway that goes all the way from Cali, like all the way through, like the States.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's old historic highway, but that runs through Azusa and Glendora, and there's a place called the Hat. It's like a pastrami place. Mm-hmm. Bro, you get the pastrami chili cheese fries.
Fire.
Oh, it's a mountain. You can feed like a family of 4. I kid you not. And this is hella cheese. Oh man, it's amazing. But yeah, fast forward back to this is really when my transition into personal training started happening. I actually went to school for art. Mm-hmm. Got my my BFA interdisciplinary in studio art. Mm-hmm. So painting, printing, sculpting. I did special effects for like Hollywood places. I did it during an internship I had to do an internship to graduate for requirement. So I found this dude out in East LA, and it was cool, man. He was in Monterey Park, and I would go over there. I would hop on the like public transit, ride my longboard. The total SoCal, like born and raised. It felt like everything was SoCal. Mm-hmm. My whole lifestyle, like being from the Bay. I love the culture we have and everything up here, but SoCal feels like home.
Really?
Every time I'm near the beach, I love being in just shorts, tanks, swimming, fishing, stuff like that. Or like even just being on the beach, some beach volleyball. Got suckered into, shout out Tyler in San Diego. He suckered me into pickleball. Are you guys play pickleball?
I never heard of pickleball. What is pickleball?
Pickleball is basically, the way I describe it, I played it one time. Okay. I'm totally gonna chop this up. All the pickleball fans are we're gonna come from my head. It's basically giant ping pong but mini tennis. That makes sense?
Giant ping pong and mini tennis.
Ping pong. Yeah. So the ball is plastic. It's like a wiffle ball, right? And it's a shorter court, and you play with these like flat paddles, and there's like rules of serving, and there's like this whole. But I played. I'm gonna be so real right now. I didn't win a single match, bro. It was me and Tyler.
He was trash.
I'm just gonna give it. I'm gonna give it straight up because I gotta tell the story. I'm gonna go on a tangent here. Squirrel moment. He was. I was down there visiting him like 2 weeks ago, and he told me we were gonna go meet up and play. His fiance, some friends, and they're like part of a club down there. I'm like, okay, cool. Rock into it. And now when they say a club, I didn't know that the age gap was like. I mean, we was playing like. Forgive me if I'm wrong, 70 to 60. I don't know, bro. They was up there. Hang on. The story gets better. Let me go. It gets better. So we get out there, right? And everybody's like, his fiance is competitive. And hey, shout out her. She's like, come on, Tory, I thought you were an athlete. I was like, I'm ready to go, right? So they put me and Tyler, my homeboy, against me and her and her homegirl. Boy, I'll tell you, we got schooled like no other. Like, BTA word schooled us, and they was being nice with me. I would serve it and mess it up, and they was like, "It's okay, you could reserve," knowing dang well the rules was like, "Nah, that's not a point." Like, you know what I mean? And then get this, Tyler goes and pulls a freaking hammy mid set, trying to tie his shoe or something, and is like, "I gotta go out." So then the girls all get out, and now I'm playing with the 70-year-olds. Dog, I didn't win a single match. They got the technique. So the technique really is to get your opponent to be further away from what they call, I think it's, forgive me if I'm wrong, the kitchen. It's like the line in the front that the ball has to surpass or free play. Needless to say, it's like trying to get your opponent to get further away and then smack it the other way in boundary. So that's why it's like tennis. But you can get vicious with those hits, man. Those little wiffle balls come flying.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Never had a pickleball.
Digression away. LA, I found myself just not happy anymore. I lived in a house where it was like open door policy, had a toxic relationship, friendships, obviously, out of college, a lot of things that I wasn't proud of, I mean, let's just be real, man. Like, there's a reason I'm sober now. Like, it took a lot to just step away from that and be like, okay. And I never forget the day that I realized that I needed to step away from that scene because I was in the wrong. I had the right, I feel like, mindset. Like, I always had a hustle mentality, but the circle I was with, it was just a vortex. Like, just sucks you down with it, and you just stay down there. And then you wonder why your spirit and soul is like not happy, not being fed. And yeah, it took a lot of pain. And like, I guess this is where our talks that we've had prior lead to like why we got on this podcast is like, and it takes a lot of pain to get your garden to grow sometimes. And sometimes like you got to don't cry about rain, or what do they say? Don't cry about the mud when you're praying for rain, or don't complain about having too much on your plate when the whole goal is to eat. Like, you got to go through it to get to it. And my breaking point, man, I remember one morning I woke up like 5 a.m, packed up like all my essentials. And this is when I left the LA scene. It was like, I graduated 2016. So like that transition to 2017, like that summertime. Just woke up, just like, probably I think hungover, honestly, from like a bender the night before with all my friends and stuff. And just drama happened the night before, same thing that goes with it all the time. And the toxic cycle that it just carries. And so while everybody was passed out or knocked out, I packed up my stuff and I bounced. Basically helped them with rent, but what I left, and I left behind like a whole future, man. I left behind like a girlfriend, and obviously that's over, but that was a whole, what I thought was going to be my life, I took away from it and came back. And then my shop where I work at, Malu Fitness, shout out Marcus Malu.
Shout out Marcus.
He knows who he is. He's a very influential man in my life, and he helped me mold me in ways that spiritual advisor, in a way that we understood each other, and our paths crossed long time before where we're at now. So I actually countered Marcus when I was like 15. We used to everybody knows our backstory. he was the same way, just a community guy, just trying to hustle. Was a trainer, personals, groups. We all kind of have this start out training mentality of like, I'm just going to train a few friends, and then that turns into a passion and a hustle and a hobby. And I know for him, in his circumstances, it wasn't a hobby. It was hustle. And we crossed paths at the old Extreme Fitness in Antioch. It used to be on 18th Street.
Oh yeah, by like Costco.
No. That's
by Safe, like the old Safe Mart.
Yes. It was right behind there.
Yeah.
So we crossed paths when I was about 15. I was in there, and he was with all his Usos, looking huge with all the gorillas. They're all tatted up, right? And I had just started getting strong enough to get like 315 or like 275 up on the bench. And I remember I was over there struggling a little bit.
Wait, pause.
Go ahead.
Bro, why are you saying like throwing 270 and 315 on a bench? Half of us not even doing that. He making that seem right. Because I just started doing it. I can barely throw up 150. You talking about 315?
When you play football, it's like different. It's like there's like,
No, I feel it.
There's levels to it. Yeah. But anyways, I'm in there, and it kind of was like the young pup. He looked over, and I think we just kind of crossed paths, and he was like, "Hey, just come live with us." Blasted upper body with them, like arms till I couldn't move. I mean, it was just like a whole new workout that I never encountered. But I knew, I was like, yo, this feels like my tribe.
And this is when you first...
This was like kind of leaving, like, I said 15. I should like 16, 17.
So this is before
college. That's what I'm saying. I should have let it around because
you good. No, you good.
But it kind of intertwined. So this is before I left for college, right? And I knew he was trying to find his own spot. I mean, as we all do. I knew he was a trainer, and I knew he started the workouts with, the big wave of the athletes that he started getting through in Antioch. And Antioch High School was like one of his first that took a chance on him. And that's a whole different, like, that's his testimony to tell. But Antioch High was where that dream was made, kind of with Naj and everything. We put us on the map, or he put himself on the map. I can't take credit for that. I was away in college, and that's when my dad, because obviously I'm the only son, my dad was still watching my sisters go through high school, but my dad would call me like on the weekends, like when we chat. He's like, T, you gotta look up Naj. And I'm like, who is this guy, and why are you still going to football games? And he's like, nah, dude, he's phenomenal. And I'm like, bro. I'm like, okay, Dad, I'll check it out, between studies or whatever. And I started watching his highlights, right? And then that's when I found out, like, the story started coming out of everything. And at that time, I'm in college just watching through social media, right? So it kind of like stayed in contact with him a little bit. But he allowed me to work out with him for the couple like months when we would see each other at Extreme. And basically he was like not an assistant, like he was like already starting to mentor me then. I didn't even know we planted that seed years ago. Garden, right? Mm-hmm. That seed was planted and those roots started harvesting. And I would see him, doing his thing, and he would see me doing my fitness thing. And my whole approach and how I like approach clientele, how do I gain clientele, the content I create, like what are people really looking for, and lessons that he learned from, basically free game, way in terms of workouts, exercises. The biggest thing though is like, what is your why? You would always drill, like, what is your why? What is your why? And so cut back to, right, that's pre-college, watch it start growing. He got his first shop, second shop started growing up. And when I got back in town, this is the day I left, like LA, came home. Mm-hmm. I had a busted windshield, and I show up to my dad's house, right? It's like the prodigal son, right? I'm a broken man, dude. Like, I'm a broken young man who needed to come home and lick his wounds and then really, really think about life, So that journey kind of started, and I found just like a job. I think it was Whole Foods. Yeah, my buddy Nick, we went to high school together. He worked out there, and we were still friends. We would kick it, and he was like, I was like, hey, you think they're hiring? He's like, yeah, just get an application. And so we would just pick him up for work, and we started commuting together. And then I saw Marcus had the gym, and he got his shop. And I was like, man, it would be dope to be a trainer there. Like, get under his wing and relink that mentorship. Just a thought. Meanwhile, I'm working at the bakery and at Whole Foods. Right. I'm like I'm making coffee drinks and sourdough bread and just totally different career paths because I was in survival mode, came home to figure out what I wanted to do. still kind of did side hustles with art. Like I would do, like Halloween time, I would do some special effects makeup for people. I would do some gigs where I was a scare actor. But finally, I built up the courage and I just showed up to Marcus's shop and was just like, "Yo, how does becoming a trainer? Like, how do I get in work with you? Basically, like, how do I do it?" And he kind of, it was like a movie, man. I'll never forget. He looked at me like, "You don't want this. Like, you you do not want this." And I'm like, "No, but I do. Like, I do." And yeah, from there it was just all right. He threw me in the class. He was like, basically, he was like, the next day, he was like, "Tomorrow, watch how I run the class. Help me pick up the tempo. Watch the kids' forms, squatting. Teaching them fundamentals with their footwork, the basics, the basics, the basics, and then we just work, like tempo, 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 and it was just like almost like it's a metaphor, but it was like just learning to dance. Like the rhythm was just like, hey, like your partner's step and you know how to move. I know how to be out of his way when I need to be out of his way, and I knew how to step it up to the plate. And there was times where he would hammer me. Like when it got to a point where he would hand me a class to do by myself. Oh boy, just as much as I'm getting on the kids, he's on me. And it's funny. I mean, we look back at it now. Like he would be training his clients while I'm running the group with the kids because he started trusting me with it. But there'd be times where like the eyes, he knows, like he can hear. Like if there's this drill we do, stab drill. Okay, it's all about it's emphasizing the knee drive and like slam into the ground. So it sounds, when you get a line of it, there's a certain
rhythm to it.
And that man's ears, dude, he doesn't even have to be watching. He can hear it. And I remember it like day. He's in the other side of the room and he's like, fix their rhythm, fix their arms. Like, and I'm getting crunched. And there'd be times where he was very vocal and his clients would be like, well, you're making me uncomfortable. He's like, no, he needs to figure it out. Hey, caught the flames, but pressure makes diamonds, man. Like, I would never be the trainer I am now. And yeah, we just started rocking. We started building the program. And then, like I'm talking, my little truck helped move in all the equipment we had. And we would get anywhere from anything, just working together. We would go pick it up. He would get a family friend or whatever, a connect out. He'd be like, I got this cable machine, or I got this. Come grab it. He'd be like, T, let's run. And it was like Batman and Robin, dog. Like I grabbed the truck, grabbed the pulley, let's go make the mission, whether it be San Francisco and back. Sometimes it was like, Fairfield, Vacaville, where we would go run, go get the weights, get the dumbbells, all the stuff that we helped start building our gym.
Accumulate over time.
Yep. And then the world shut down, COVID. And that kind of just, we never had animosity, but we just like stopped because we had to. And as a result of, the threats from like the governor of like getting fined, I was like, Unc, I gotta find a job. And he was like, I totally get it. But going back to like for him, it was the ultimate hustle because that's all he had. Like that shop is, that vision. And then that time as well, this is when I started meeting my child's mother. Yeah. And so that we basically, and I had two stepsons and whole other side story. I'll try to leave them out of it, but I stepped into another family role and just had to step away. And that's when I started working at Meyerstein, and I was.
Well, let's
go ahead.
Because first of all, I salute you for even stating that, for even expressing that. And another thing I want to say is that, I want to ask a question. Is that before you decided to make that step, before you had your daughter, but you knew that your daughter's mother was whatever situation she was in?
Well,
I'm saying you knew that though, right?
Knew what?
That she already had two kids before.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. So let's stay there right quick, right? And so, because I'm trying to bring it together. I'm trying to bring it together to where like damn, well, why would he do that, right? But then you just gave us a whole storyline of you coming back to the Bay, and then it's like COVID shuts down, right?
It's like starting to build an empire. It was like we were working momentum, and then just
but that's just So it's like it's there. Then you meet a woman that's your future, daughter's mom, and so like in that spectrum of life, like what made you pursue, like what I'm saying, what made you go down that road
of changing career path?
No, like I want to be on
Be
that
like that family man.
Yeah.
Well, we were already dating like months before COVID. It wasn't like COVID happened. And then it wasn't. Okay. Yeah, I think you're thinking the timeline was just like, girl.
Well, no. Well, yes, I was.
Yeah. So it didn't happen like that. Yeah, they kind of overlapped. And then basically, this is where like, again, sometimes just different seasons of life, like we'll bring it back to the garden. Let's keep the puns rolling, right? Like the leaves got to fall. Like there's seasons. There's winter. There's spring, summer. There's times for harvest. There's times where it's just watching it.
Right.
It's just cultivating, right?
Right.
And I think that's when I stepped away from like fitness, not fully in general, because I would still try and do like my own side hustle. Like I tried doing the garage thing. After a while, when things were, because I became an essential worker doing the merchandising.
Okay.
I was just at a point where I was like, bro, I'm literally outside all the time. And then, like everybody else, everybody slowly just kind of started hanging out again. Remember, we had like these distance parties, and then before you knew it, we're just having full on Thanksgiving again. It was like, it just kind of was a weird time, right? But yeah, so merchandising. Then I went to sales rep with Mark Stein, and I'm going to fast forward this timeline because it just went to like a corporate job, from corporate job to like mentally exhausted, and honestly led to another burnout in my life. And that's where I feel like I'm on the outside of that last, I don't know, I guess if you want to call it rock bottom, dude, like whole fresh start on life. And there's a lot of things in there that I'm not going to touch right now, just out of respect for the other parties involved. But it's hey man, it's rough. It's rough, but you get through it. You will get through it. And having faith, man. It's okay. Allow yourself to be broken. Go into prayer. Sometimes and worship looks different for everybody. There's times where you need that break me down song. Like, like I'm getting choked up thinking about one right now. Like there's a couple where you just know, like, I'm gonna cry like a little baby with the snot bubbles. Like this one gonna have me down on my knees,
congested for a whole day.
But like at the end of the day, and it's literally scientifically proven, like tears, there's chemicals and dopamine and stuff in the brain that's released when we release that energy in those tears. But anyways, I had to go through it, and I still go through it, and that's why like my faith really got me through it. And even now, quitting the corporate job and like losing the suit and tie to going and chasing a dream. It's funny because when I left, I made the announcement, right, on social media, and you know how it goes, like support, like congrats, brother, we got you. Can't wait to see you succeed. The moment you on your own, okay, clients, and then there's crickets, and you're like, see, what you end up finding out, and it sucks, but it's just reality. It's business is business. So it's been a growing pain, but a beautiful growing pain. And I remember the first month of doing it and paying all my bills.
What, personal trainer?
Yeah, just doing that full time, and that started in middle of July this year. So we're in October now. Is that July, August, September? Almost like 4 months now, and it's been a blessing, man. Some of that more of a balanced lifestyle. I don't work from 4 a.m. before the sun's up to coming back home at 7 when the sun's down, exhausted, just trying to get ahead. Now it's like I can set my schedule where I benefit time with my family now.
Right.
I can help out with my family. Like I have, a mother who I do help out with her because she's, physically disabled, and she takes care of a lot of like my family, the children. She's more like she's the grandma. She's the Nini. Shout out Nini.
Shout out Nini.
Shout out Nini. Can't believe she DM'd you. That's my mom.
Shout out, Mom.
I can't believe she did that.
She did. And she's an awesome woman. She said, "Hey, I'm Tory's mom." I said, "It's a pleasure to meet you, man."
She's so embarrassing. But
it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. And I'm starting to figure out, and I think that's why I was excited to do this podcast. When I took that trip to San Diego, the friend I visited, he, me and him are like, you have those friends that you only see, and then when you see them, you're like, man, you never hit me no more. It's like, dang, that's crazy, because I thought the phone worked both ways. But then you both just be like, well, hey, that's life, right? Distance grows apart. There's something that I heard, and I forgot where I heard it, but basically it's like, I think it might have been Marcus, honestly. I don't know. Anyways, how do you spell love, right? It's not Love, it's Time. It's time. Because as you get older, man, like the time you invest into people, relationships, business, passions, like that's when you start realizing that's the real golden value. And that's something that I learned. So anyways, I was kind of in a few months back, even though I was used to be doing what I was doing, there was still demons that I was dealing with coming out of where I was coming from. Like I was keeping it at bay. And, but I have a really cool circle. I got, Marcus, I have, my family when I need them. I'm one of those people that, I don't know about you, but like I self-recluse, like I self-isolate in situations where
I do too, bro.
Yeah. I'm like, I need that. First it starts out as like
5 times a month.
Yeah. And sometimes it can be healthy and sometimes it's not. Because sometimes you'll just sit in that darkness. And that's why even when I don't feel like being around people, and I learned this from Marcus, is like, you got to show up for God, because show up and just give it to him. And that's what I do, man. The days when I don't want to be around people, I might be hum diggity dog in the morning, hyped up on pre, but by later when I'm at church, like I'm still a broken man who needs to be repaired, like weekly.
And that's good that you touched based on that. I didn't know we was going to go there, but that's dope because, like I think as men, we go through the unseen dangers of self.
Yeah.
You feel me? But nobody will know that because who we are as a man or as a human. Like it's easy to put a mask on. But what happens like when I take the mask off? Like what happens if I'm smiling with you today, but tomorrow I don't answer none of your texts or calls?
Right.
How you gonna feel about me then?
Right.
But I'm really like I'm really scorned right now. I'm really going through it, right? So man, there's a lot of seeds that you just dropped. But I would like to touch basics on just understanding who you are and then understanding like your circle. You said that your friend when you went out there to San Diego, he was like, "Bro, why we never talking?"
Yeah. That's exactly where I was going with that.
Yeah, because I don't think that's a bad thing.
Like, no, not at all.
Because the purity of who I am will always be with you.
Right,
and if you know I'm that pure, right? No, for real. If you know I'm not pure, I don't need to talk to you every day.
Yeah.
We didn't talk when we talked, but just know that since the last time we talked, I'm the same guy.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So that's exactly okay. So perfect segue into it.
Yeah.
Thanks, there, Will. I'll take it over from here.
Yeah, I should do it.
All right. Good morning, San Diego. No. So the trip, right? I didn't even. It was totally out dispersed. So I was kind of. I'm not gonna lie, and he already knows. I told him I was like, bro, I was going through it. I was screening his calls because I would wrap up a client, and whether he called me while I was busy. You know how it goes. Like you find an excuse not to call somebody back, like, oh dang. But sometimes it really is as simple as like, bro, I really did forget. Like, you know what I mean? So, anyways, it had been like 2 weeks, and then it got to a point where I was like, I felt bad every day, knowing that I just couldn't build up just the simple. I would just talk to him because here's where I was in, and this is again, fear, false evidence appearing real. Right? It's one of those things. Fear, false evidence appearing real. And it'll keep
one more time.
False evidence appearing real.
That's fear, man.
Fear.
My God.
It'll
that's powerful,
it'll block your vision. Like what you talk about vision, right? Like it'll skew you. You get anxious, you get angry because things feel like they're not flowing and it blocks you and that fear of the unknown, or when you're tripping off everything, right? So he, like I said, his fiance, he recently got engaged, so I know he's probably in like cloud nine, right? And meanwhile, I'm going through my thing, so I just didn't have like the energy to answer to a friend who probably was like, "Yo, man, like you're not celebrating with me," but I'm like, "You're in San Diego, like I can't really be there with you, but I do. I should at least like, I owe you the respect to like pick up the phone because we've been that type of friend to check in on each other." Come to find out, I finally pick up one day, right? And I'm not even gonna lie, when I'm like going through it, even though yes, I'm a personal trainer, bro, I stress eat. We all have our own little things.
We human,
dog. And I was going through a storm, man, like financially, just everything, and then it just food. I needed to eat. It was between clients, middle of the day. I'm smashing some Jack in the Box tacos. I'm just running through it. And the phone's ringing. So I'm like tacos. My mouth is full of taco. I look at the phone. I'm like, all right, this is the time. Grab the phone. I'm like, what's going on, man? And he's like that friend. He just was like, how are you, man? Like, I'm worried about you. Like, come to find out, he needed some life advice. Like, he was like, bro, I need you to be in my circle. And it was a reminder. We sat on the phone for like 2 hours. Like, he told me his issues, and it was just straight fellowshipping. Like,
so can I ask you a question with
go
that?
ahead.
Isn't it amazing how fear of self will block us out of the blessings that's literally waiting for us behind the doors? Like the same thing you probably was going through, Brody was going through the same thing.
Literally. And it was a financial, I'll never forget it. It was, so his new job, he's basically, he's a financial representative at Northwestern Mutual. I'm just going to give a shameless plug.
You tell him all your business. Thank God I didn't say your name.
I'm going to plug it because, hey, if people need some financial investment, man, like this, like that's something that I take very serious now too. Yeah. He does, they handle,
we were Fidelity?
A bunch of stuff. Not Fidelity, Northwestern Mutual.
I never heard of it.
We'll come back to that. But it's a hustle job. You need to gain clientele. And
so he in sales and shit?
Basically, he needs to make calls and he needs to get things done. And he was like, dude, I'm tapping into savings. I said, bro, I've been tapped into savings, like to the point where I'm not afraid to admit it, man. I've been down to like $6 to my name.
I've been down to
one. But here's where faith picked up. So this is where a real move of God, like, bro, Jesus showed up in the most insane way. So I got to a point after I paid my bills, right? I had everything. And we have this saying that, like, a mantra, if you will, that I also like abide by. Something that Marcus told me is, we tell the kids to is bend, but don't break. Don't let people don't be too prideful where you hurt yourself, but bend, but don't break. And because I took this leap, like there were certain people who I thought were in my circle at one point. When I took the leap, it kind of felt like they was waiting on your downfall. Like, let's see how long this lasts. You know what I mean? And so I can't share who, but it's like, you have those people in your life. You're like, I know you love love me close up, but behind closed doors, it's not like that right now.
But look, and this is one thing that I agree with you though. And I agree with you. But this is one thing that I'm finding out about us as humans, or us that's very passionate, or us that's have a vision, right? The first crowd that we're gonna want to support us is the ones that's closest to me. What I truly found out is that those that are close to me that I want support me can't support me because they don't even support their own vision. Right? Yeah. Drake, he has a song, I believe it's called Over My Dead Bodies. And he says a verse that really resonated with me. And then it also allows me to reflect. He said that jealousy is envy and love at the same time. So that lets me know that the people that are close to you know you. So yeah, they may think less or be like, Brody doing this, Brody ain't gonna get to where he needs, whatever it may be, right? They may have that envy, jealous spirit, right? It's good because if we're being real, we all carry that. It may not be what we see from other people that we love, but we still have that jealous or envy spirit, bro. We all ain't been pure our whole life.
Yeah.
And so the reason why I'm saying that, bro, is because like at the end of the day, when we make up in our minds to be like, okay, I made the decision. I'm going off the faith of God, the faith of my vision. I already gotta expect this. Like I gotta expect it because you know why? God is gonna pull me through, and then once God pulls me through, it allows me to be an example for whoever doubted.
Yeah. So that's exactly where I'm going with it. I think you kind of stole my thunder there, brother, but not in a good way because you finished my sentence.
Static shock.
It's electric. No, but that's exactly where basically this whole thing sums up is like, so finding back to like my circle, right? So we contact each other, and on a whim, when I was on the phone with him, I was like, I told him the story that happened with me, and this is where that like a true like my faith was like affirmed that much more. And it's crazy because as human beings, we still doubt. Doesn't matter how many times, like God, how many times have we been blessed, and like we just quick to forget the blessing in the current situation because it seems like that storm will never ever pass, and we're so quick to be like, boy, I tell you, the heat was on. So anyways, I had this moment where I got, I'm not ashamed to admit it, bro. I was doing Uber Eats deliveries to like try and make ends meet.
Man, talk your talk, man.
On top of clients, like
talk, man.
It's California. You gotta, if you're not selling chapos,
man,
with stuff, and you're not,
brother.
I swear, if you don't have some type of. So, anyways, it got to a point where I kid you not, man. I'm practically. It's like if you were to, I don't want to say make a movie because that sounds like so egotistical, but if you were to watch a day in the life of me, it would be like I really lived at the gym. Like I would 4 a.m. The moment I would get like a morning break, I would drive like to Concord or like out past, go do some deliveries, make like 30, 40 bucks, maybe sometimes up to 100, depending on how the traffic in the day, and then come back in the afternoon, do clients. And if I had some evening time, I would go to Uber Eats, right? And on time with all my bills. That's the main thing. It's like I'm paying off a lot of debt. Like I'm trying to get back into I'm very hard on my financials right now. Like the debt has to get paid. Like I gotta keep, like I'm not so far behind, but with my situation, like all right, I need to set up a future that's like I'm trying to set up some actual finances, and I can't keep growing in debt if I'm not safe, like getting my credit right, getting all these moves right. So long story short, I have been waiting on this back pay for a financial situation that I was waiting on since April this year. April. So I'm waiting, and it's all through the county and stuff like that. Basically, I'm waiting on like 7, 8 paychecks, pay stubs, something like that. Mm-hmm. I had this feeling, right? So I was doing Uber Eats, and I was parked on Lone Tree. It was like a Saturday night. I think it was close to like 9 o'clock. I'm like, hey, there ain't no orders coming through right now. So I'm like, bro, just go home, call it a day. Stop worrying about the money. Like somehow you'll find a way. Like I just kept feeling this whisper. Somehow, some way. I'm sitting in my car and I'm just like, and it was like a movie, man. Like I feel like I'm doing everything right. Like I'm working the soil, planting the seeds, watering the plants. Like I'm doing this day in, day out. Like I'm being I'm trying to be as great a father as I can. I'm going to church. I'm paying trying to pay my tithe, and I'm trying to do everything. And I'm like, it's kind of those frustrating moments where it's like, God, I'm doing it. Why not? But
where's my harvest?
It's like you can't help but feel it. It's the human nature. It's like, when is it gonna be? When is it gonna be? And finally, so like that night, right? Mm-hmm. I just admit defeat. I close the app. I close down Uber Eats, right? I drive home.
Did you bow down to defeat, or did you put your trust in your faith?
Okay, there you go. More so, yeah.
Okay,
you're right. I like that. Okay. I like that. Yeah. So I just kind of was like, all right, it somehow it'll figure itself out. Yeah. Went home and I knew I had probably like I said, $60 in my account, and I was like, I don't know, somehow, some way. Get home, right? Carrying my backpack, all my gym gear, all whatever crap from days work of training and stuff in my car, and I get inside and I see 7, 8 paychecks coming in, right? So that little whisper to tell me to just go home, You don't need to worry about this anymore. And then meanwhile, I'm like, whoa, what was me? Pull up to the spot. And how quickly my attitude changed, boy! I tell you what, I tell this story because there's power in that testimony. Like, I'm not saying I don't need to. I'm not a preacher by any means or anything like that. I'm just one of those things where it's like, it happened to me, and that's all I can share with you.
Yeah,
and it still gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Like, it fired up.
So I loved it because I believe that when you are a moral principle based person and you're righteous and God sees it, no matter what, the reward is already coming. But I do believe that's a testament of faith, bro. Like, that's what I got from it because, like you said, I'm working hard. I'm doing everything right. I'm going to church. I'm paying my time. Where is my breakthrough going to come? Like when am I going to be able to be like?
And it's like, but it's thoughts, but they're loud thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, you're not out there like, woe is me, because I'm not like that type of person.
No. That's why I'm saying that. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. It's the thoughts, bro. Yeah, it's like what we go through internal. Mm-hmm. But then we got God speaking to us, because most time people think, wow, it's the enemy. It could be the enemy, but we be speaking to our own selves, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like, I be feeling like that testimony there is like, you feel like you putting everything in. It reminds me of the parable that Jesus talked about when he said that a woman, a lot of people come to the baskets and they rich and they drop a lot of money in the baskets, This, I'm paraphrasing it, y'all, but let me just speak this parable. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Jesus talking about this woman that basically, I'm paraphrasing it, that put in a penny. But all these rich folks, they got all the money in the world and they putting in all, their money. But the woman only had a penny and she put it in.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing she had. She put it in. That's faith talk, right? So like hearing this testimony, I look at it like it's faith, because we get to a point in our lives to where it's like, I can try to figure this out on my own, or I can really allow God to lead me, especially when it comes to finances, bro.
Bro, I tell you what though, oh God, it's so, like, I'm human. I will admit, like, I am not the perfect Christian, nothing. And like, even getting on this podcast, like, my thing, this is like, even just talking publicly, like, we're gonna post this. I'm one of those people who's like, I never thought this is gonna be real. Like, this whole thing got real. And I'm not gonna lie, last night I was sitting there thinking, and even right now when I pulled up, like, I was praying in my car, I was like, God, you're gonna lead. Whatever conversation happens is gonna be perfect. So I'm just like, let it go. But at the same time, I'm like, say everything perfect. And then I'm like, I don't usually do this because I'll talk about my faith like out loud, but I'm starting to hear that little whisper. He's like, people need to know from people like you. And I'm starting to understand that calling that people get, where it's like, they have to lead it.
Man, shout out to Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. And
hey, bro.
It's not me, man. It's not me. It's always him. It's so hard. It's so hard not to get caught in ego a lot. It's so hard.
Will, what I used to always say, it's not me, it's God. No, it is always. It's God though, for sure. But it's me, because he gives us a decision of free will. Yeah. So when we allow ourselves to fall in line with what he wants to do within us, bro, you know what I'm saying? Let it grow, Brody said, I've been trenching my soil, planting my seeds. And now he's literally harvesting. I'm not saying he's a millionaire. I'm not saying he's a thousandaire. But what I'm saying is that he mustered up enough faith to be like, the only 9 to 5 I got is my schedule.
Yeah.
Is my clients. So I respect that, because for me, personally, it lets me know, like, dang, God, like, and remind you, I know like 2 people that makes a living off of their vision and their hustle. I know like 2 to 3 people, bro, that do not clock in, but still manage to pay their bills, to have a good life living. You feel me? And it's because they believe in their vision and their faith. Not saying it's easy. Not saying it's hard. But hustle's the same thing.
Yep.
You feel me? So that's one thing that when we had a conversation at the party, and then not only that, when we had a conversation at Starbucks, I had a level of respect for you to be like, okay, yeah, bro is tapped into faith. Of course, yeah, your vision as well, but it's a really faith thing. I was attracted to the faith thing. Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, he really believed in himself.
And
he
it's
really
so-
believed that God can do it. Like,
And it's cool because there's moments where, okay, God will show out for you in ways that you can't even imagine, right? And sometimes you can kind of sense it happening. Like you'll feel that momentum in the air, like the energy of like, oh, pause. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, facts.
But it's so cool when he shows off and shows out because he'll open doors that no man can touch, and he'll put you at tables and seats with greats that you never thought you'd be around. Like, my goodness, the rooms I've seen and the stories I've heard, everything in between, it's all him, man. Even like some crazy trips, like when I got to go with Marcus and I, we took this road trip to Alabama to go watch Najee play. And when you talk about like a man of God and like a firm believer, I always think of Marcus because he taught me some lessons. So we were at the hotel, right? Long story short, we're at the hotel. Mm-hmm. It's the LSU playoff game. Trump's supposed to be there. It's like this huge like security detail. Like a lot of the frat rows are shut down. And you know, we're always promised some guest tickets, right? From First Sam or whatever. So we get up to the window, but before we left the hotel, Marcus was like, "Hey, let's pray it up. Like I got a feeling something weird's gonna happen today. Like let's just put a hedge of protection over us, right?" And in my head, I'm like, "Okay, sure." But in my head, like there's that younger, like childish me that's like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it. Like let's pray. You're right." And sure enough, we get up to the thing, and they're like, "There's no tickets for you guys." And we're scrambling. I'm like, I did not drive.
You're in Alabama? You're in Alabama?
Yeah, we're out of Alabama. We last minute found a trip, booked a Suburban, and me and Marcus, we just hopped in. We packed some clothes, grabbed a bunch of Bang energy drinks, and we just hit the road. We just took shifts driving. It was like 38 hours. Drove through New Mexico, Texas, everything. Tennessee, Oklahoma, a bunch of different states. Georgia, I think. But yeah, we got down there and all that, and I was like, I'm not missing this game. And sure enough, by the grace of God, we finally got in contact with the right person who had the tickets.
Was the game going on?
The game was just about to start, so we got there like
damn, we were there. The game?
No, we were there like before opening time because we were going to get up there, and then it was cool because I got to go in the facility and be with like the recruits. So they have like their cafeteria, and like I got to see. I never got. I'm not gonna lie. When I was in high school, I thought my high school accolades would have got me noticed, and like football would have been my thing. I actually took SATs that got me the scholarship at Azusa. I never even heard of Azusa until they offered me a scholarship based on my SAT scores.
Did you wait before we resume? Did you graduate from college?
Yeah.
In what?
In what? BFA of interdisciplinary art, meaning like again, different studio, ceramics. It could be sculpting, painting, drawing, graphic design, videography. It's mixed media.
Okay, cool.
Interdisciplinary.
Cool. I wanted to pinpoint something. There's a question that I wanted to ask you while we had you for the time that we have you for. I seen Tory at our friends' gathering about 2 months ago. And what was so funny to me is that, not even funny, but ironic, I must say, is that I'm chilling, I'm playing a game. You know the game that you throw the ball in the cup, and if you make it, the cup got to be removed? That type of game. And Tory like, Will? I was like, yeah. You know, then we got on the talking and
you didn't even know me at first.
I did it. Because it had to register on my brain. Yeah. I'm like, who is this person saying my name?
I think there were some things inhibiting the brain from thinking.
Fact, I'm like, who? I'm like, who in Oakley knows me? But he broke it down, and then I remembered. I'm like, oh, we just started following each other last week, literally. Just started following each other last week. And so we was talking in the party and then kind of got familiar with them. I started not reminiscing, but my memory started to kick back and I realized, oh yeah, I did meet Tory in high school. You know what I'm saying?
The gears started clicking.
Yeah, it started clicking, bro. It started clicking. And so one thing I really want to get out on our pod, bro, and I want you to tell the people is that I seen that you posted a video with you and your daughter. I believe that was your daughter, right? On the beach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And bro, I ain't gonna lie though, you had some jelly rolls.
I did. No, I definitely did. That's why I posted it. I said, whoa, doggy.
I said, bro, had the rolls on them.
Yeah.
You don't got them no more though.
50 pounds.
But I want to touch bases on that, right? Because with your testimony of what you went through in college, you know what I'm saying? Where we from, Antioch, Oakley, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you going through your own transgressions to get you where you are today as a man and as a father. Me seeing that post that you post really brought joy to my heart. So I'm like, damn, he had to work hard. Like, you have to work hard to get a physique like that. You know what I'm saying? After you was like a Jigglypuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, damn, dog.
I'm playing. Look, no.
I can't wait till you get in the gym.
No, don't use that against me. Look.
Love, fam, love.
But what I'm saying is that me understanding me having empathy and sympathy, me trying to like walk in your lenses of how you got here, that stuff is real inspirational to me. So I want to talk about that right quick. I want to talk about, we got about 8 minutes left. I want you to talk about that journey, bro. What made it snap for you to be like, what made it snap? What made you want to get in shape, dog?
Oh, I got you, B. What made me snap, though, B? Sounded really East Coast right there. I like it. No, what really made it, so again, it kind of goes back to,
not for real,
I was really like watering my plants.
I'm going to post that video too, y'all. You see how she is physique? He had titties and he had a belly.
Wow. No, what I did though. They looked like there was some real milkers on that thing. I seen the video. I was like, damn, dog. Someone get the lactate.
You look totally different. Yeah. Like totally.
So that goes back to with everything I'm coming out of, right? Like honestly, like again at the party you saw me and you approached, you were like, oh, you're not drinking. I'm like, nah. Like, man, my sobriety has been a big thing. Like as of late, it's one of those things where it's like it made me gain a lot of weight just doing that. You know, it's a repetitive process where you get hungry and then it just repeats. You know what I mean? And I was like, just pull my head out of my butt and just my circle, being around the right house, and then putting myself in front of these kids that I'm working. It's how can I be preaching? How am I preaching these drills and working on a good appetite, but yet I'm not, you know.
If you don't look what you're talking about, man, 3 times, bro.
And it's been one of those things where, like, I know how to get back into it, you know, with doing shows and other things. I know it's diet, I know what it is, but it took a long time to just basically, plain and simple, get my head out of my butt.
So how long have you been working up?
I've been working up like just for that last progress, like that last transition of dropping the 50.
Yeah,
that started
when?
About March
of what
this year or April.
No effing way.
Yeah, that's possible. 50 pounds,
bruh. Time out, bro.
Yeah.
See, hey, chat,
chat.
Watch. I'm gonna show y'all the video. Look, I'm gonna try to edit the video in this pod. Look,
not right now,
bro. You telling me that picture was from this year?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, actually, I take that back.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Because my daughter was a little bit younger in that video, but that's where I stayed at. That was when, like, I found the video of, like, wow, shirts off, like, really out.
When was that?
That was last year. Probably, she was born in April, so it was probably closer to, like, November of last year.
Okay, that's still awesome.
But I didn't start, like, focusing on
that's still phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because how did you? It's not about losing weight. You got, like, you. Well, I told Will when I shook your hand, I feel like the Matrix. You pulled me in, bro. I was like, whoa. And I'm 6'7", bro. I'm 6'7", 230. You pulled me in.
Damn, Arnold Schwarzenegger, bro. Put out the sun.
Hey.
But I'll keep it short because I know we crunching on time, and we'll try to hit any other key points you got. But,
I have one more question.
The one that really, like I said, plain and simple, like get around people who aren't afraid to sugarcoat it. Like my boys got to a point where it's like you can't sit there, and we weren't. It's not the woe is me. I hate that card, but it was like I got a buddy of mine. Shout out Sammy. He knows who he is. And then I got friends like Tyler who are supporting from a distance, who check in just to check in, and fill me up in that world. Then I have mentors in my life like Marcus, and then I still have my father who, he's there as support as well. But it's like I cohabitate with, Marcus and I. We work together all the time, and it's like we think alike. But having that circle, and then even, like having females, like I have my mom and like other relationships that are in that circle, and it's one of those things where they got to give it to you. Like, all right, enough is enough.
Wrong on cut.
It's just, hey, you know what to do. And I was like, you're right. So I just being at the shop because I was around these kids and 3 hours at a time doing our off season, which starts November. Get your kids in Monday.
November. I'm gonna be in that thing too, y'all.
Oh yeah, we got some special guest player there. Yeah, they just gave it to me straight. Enough is enough, and I just locked in. So
I love that. Yep. I love that, man. Look, Pod, it's been an awesome podcast. I have one more question for my bro Tory, man. It's been a blessing to have you on the pod. I just want to ask you this, bro. Like, if you can give any seeds, jewels, encouragement, inspiration to the young folks, to men, what will it be, bro?
I mean, I feel like most of us have maybe heard some version of it, but I don't know. I guess be the hero you wish you had.
Ooh,
I mean, everybody's heard it some way, shape, or another. Especially with me working with the youth.
Be the hero you once needed. That's crazy.
Like, sometimes there's a lot of these, like the youth. I think a big misunderstanding or the disconnect between the youth these days is that they grew up in a different generation with the tech and everything like that. But the disconnect is that sometimes there's a lot of hurt that just comes out as anger.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that they haven't dealt with head on in either a therapeutic sense or like it never processed because they just tried to move on. We live in a very fast moving society.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of peer pressure and stuff like that. I mean, we were all teenagers at one point, but yeah, be the hero you once needed. And that's different forms of different chapters of life. Because now I'm not 5 years old anymore. I don't need somebody to kiss my boo-boos anymore. Like now now I'm looking for people to help with like this, chasing their businesses. Like, how do you add value to someone's life without like being their friend, I guess, but also, I don't know. I just always see relationships that you should add value to. Like, change your environment. Don't just be a part of your environment.
I love that.
Be a catalyst. Be the one that takes the initiative. Always go the extra step. Never be afraid to just hold the door. Say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Like having
disrespect.
Having the essence of morals.
Yeah, and that's something that these kids, like, you gotta teach it. You gotta teach it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree, bro.
And every child's story and trauma, it's all got a different answer to it.
It does.
Some people deal with it differently. Like the shop for the kids is the same for me. Like, okay, losing the weight. The weight fitness is my therapy. The way I go into the gym, like, bro, it's like a gladiator entering an arena. Like, I walk in there and it's like, if you can imagine the Alan from The Hangover where the equations are floating when he's counting cards, it's like that. Like, I walk in there and I feel like a mad scientist. I'm like, okay, when I'm in here, I'm the composer. I'm the Mozart of my world. Each rep, each set, each weight is intentional. The movement, the fluidity, what body part am I targeting? No external force other than me versus an inanimable. You get what I'm getting at,
I got you, dog.
It's me versus that, and it's me versus me, and a lot of demons get slayed that way. That's how I do it, and like the weights is therapy, and I think that's what we try to tell these kids is like, just get in there, burn all that negative energy off, get out the anxiety. Movement is like the cure, and get out of your depressive state. Keep moving.
Keep moving.
Keep moving.
Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. We slaying demons when it comes to being fit, but not only that, we slay demons when we're authentic with ourselves. And not only that, we God's children, man.
Facts.
The only person that could be denied is us, if we allow it to. This is The Garden, episode 7. My brother Tory just came and dropped seeds. And really, not only did you drop seeds, you gave us a part of your testimony in your life, bro. And I thank you for that, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You feel me? Y'all know what it is, baby. It's The Garden. Love is everything. Understanding is a must. And transparency is needed for those that need love.